Welcome back, everyone. Our worlds have been turned upside down, but today we have an interview that is both empowering and intuition boosting. We have Jody the Happy Medium, an intuitive coach, joining us live to talk about the increase in pandemic dreams. So much to talk about: anxiety, memory loss, isolation. Jody, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
I'm very excited. We have a lot of things to talk about. When you reached out initially, because I kind of want to jump into this. We've talked a lot and it's hit the news headlines. Pandemic dreams. Are you hearing people talking about this and your clients? What are they saying?
So a lot of people are having pandemic dreams. It's like collectively we're working out what's going on inside of us, and we're detoxing through our dreams. So people are dreaming of monsters, people are dreaming of being attacked, and that's what this can feel like because we're so afraid. But if we understand that it's a dream, it's part of us working something out, that we're not alone in the dream doesn't have as much power over us. And they're not literal. They're not necessarily literal dreams. In my work, if I have a dream, it oftentimes means it's going to happen, and that's not what's happening right now. We're just detoxing in our sleep.
Okay, that's a good point. Your dreams are different than my dreams. Let's talk a little bit about, though, intuition for people. When we're talking about dreams or not talking about dreams, this is a good time to kind of embrace your intuition.
It's an awesome time. Our intuition is really our friend. And when we ignite it through peaceful thoughts, it can stand beside us and help us make decisions. It can help us be calm. We have that knowing feeling. It supports us when we make different decisions that we aren't even used to, because that calm is what we seek, and our intuition can help us get there. Seriously, through breathing, just inhale, exhale, and release, remembering to breathe and remembering that the universe, i.e. God, has your back. That puts me at peace, puts my clients at peace, puts people at peace beautifully.
It sounds easy, but sometimes we just forget to do it. So if people are listening to you right now, I mean, can you kind of, help us, step us through this whole process?
So stress does a lot of different things to us, causes memory loss. It does a lot of different things to us. If we literally put a reminder on our phone or our schedule to take a minute to breathe every hour, just to listen to ourselves breathe, it takes 1 minute, it'll calm us down. Also, to get a hold of our thoughts when they start to run away with us, then we bring ourselves back to say we're perfectly at peace right now. Everything is all right at this moment. And you just constantly remind yourself of that, of the things going on in the back of your mind. And if you do things that are very positive for yourself every day, reach out to people who are more isolated than you, drop little goodie bags at people's doorsteps that are alone all the time, like with hand sanitizer and fruit. Do nice things for yourself and for other people. It shifts your consciousness and makes you, instead of concentrating on a pandemic, it makes you concentrate on that you just did something nice, and it feels good inside to do that. Little things.
Yeah, paying it forward, the little things. Can you talk a little bit also how important that is to people who may be isolated during this time?
So people that are isolated are facing something very different in some ways than people who have people around them, because it's a no-touch society in the moment. And so when you do little things like call them or put a date together for something like watching a movie together or watching television together, eating popcorn, they're at their place, you're at your place, but you're on the phone together. It brings a feeling of connection. And for those that are alone, that's a huge deal. It's actually a huge deal for everybody. But think about if you didn't have anybody to see every day. It's a big deal to be able to reach out and do that.
So, we talked a little bit about pandemic dreams, and that goes along with stress. Are there other ways? We're talking about breathing and calming down in the moment. What else can you do to kind of, because sometimes you feel like you're calm and I'm getting my, life back together, and then you're still having these crazy dreams.
So, I really believe in affirmations. So positive affirmations would just be words of affirming something positive. And there's a lot of people who write them. I write them. You can find them on the internet. Lots of people write them. Florence Scovel Shinn is one of my favorite authors that writes them. And prayer is a wonderful thing. So getting out your Bible, your Torah, and praying right before, especially before you go to sleep, like don't Don't do the electronic thing right before you go to sleep. Do something like affirmations. Your day, the next day, will be different. You will notice, because you're going to sleep in a more neutral place, in a positive place. It just brings you joy.
So I do want to ask, because you mentioned right away that if you have a dream, it's different. It might actually be telling you something. Have things changed with what you are seeing and feeling, and versus the rest of us?
That's an awesome question. So I do dream things in advance. I did dream about a horrible flu about 9 months ago. And I woke up really shaken, and I was trying to convince myself that it wasn't literal, but it was literal. And so I'm dreaming more globally. I think that's why I'm trying to tell people, don't worry. It doesn't mean it's literal. For me, as an intuitive person, sometimes it is. I had to pull my intuition way in when this hit, because I was feeling everybody's fear. I was feeling the deaths. And once I adjusted myself through the affirmations and through the breathing, I got more mellow. My intuition returned full force, and it helped me feel more calm. And the thing I can tell you is that's the thing, is to be calm and to make no sudden movements. If you have a knee-jerk reaction, pull yourself back and say, I'm going to wait. I'm going to not respond right away. I'm going to wait right now. Take a minute, take a day to respond. That's the difference for me, is needing to take some time to respond. And I think that's for everybody. So I can feel people's fear, but I can feel people's love. And there's way more love than fear. We are a resilient society. We are amazing.
So what are you seeing into the future right now? Have you had any dreams that can give us any insight into the world?
So it's interesting, because I just see glimpses and I see signs. I'm not really seeing the future. I'm just seeing signs and I'm reading them. And what I keep seeing is it's a really important piece for us to feel connected to each other. And what a strange thing. And I don't just mean in the US, I mean the whole world, for us to feel our connectedness, because we are all experiencing this together. I mean, there's not anybody on the planet that's not experiencing this. We are doing this together. I would rather we're singing together, but we are doing this together. And to know that we are a people, set aside any politics about who's running what. We are a people and we are connected. And to know that love rules, sounds really corny. It sounds really 60s. I'm a 60s chick anyway. It's true. That's the piece to remember, that we're connected and that we're going to find something that is going to take care of this pandemic together. And it's going to help everyone. And if we can be in that space of togetherness, it is immune system. It helps your immune system because it brings you more joy. I think things that bring you more joy help your immune system. And it just puts you at more peace to know that you're not alone. No one's alone.
I love that. Well, Jody, before we let you go, because I know you can, even when we don't see people face to face, you can still help people if they have questions, they're feeling things. How can people get a hold of you and how can you help them?
So my website is theintuitivecoach.com. And I have lots of social media. Just look up Jody Levon on any of it. And I do help people. I am doing Facebook Lives. I'm also doing events on Zoom. I call them Zoom into your light. And I also do private readings, although I'm pretty booked out, but I do private readings. The best thing to do is to get on my mailing list. So just go to theintuitivecoach.com and ask me on our mailing list. And I give away free intuition boosting downloads. So you can sign up for that as well. So every month or every other month, you'll get something that will help you boost your own intuition.
So fascinating visiting with you. I always love it when I get a little time to visit with you. Jody, thank you so much for joining us today.
I love it. Thank you for having me. This has been a joy.
It's been great. We'll have to do it again soon. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Stay with us. Coming up next here on North Dakota Today, keeping your family connected and active with the latest tech courtesy of Best Buy.